Gerry Turner weighs in on Mel Owens as new Golden Bachelor. October 29th, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Bachelor Nation News fans. Gerry Turner will go down in television history as the first Golden Bachelor. His successor, Mel Owens, sparked controversy by sharing an unreasonable age limit for the senior dating show. He later backtracked and apologized for his remarks. With Season 2 nearing the final rose ceremony, Gerry weighed in on Mel's season so far and revealed who he thinks gets the final rose. Gerry Turner shares relocation plans ahead of wedding. Gerry Turner's season of The Golden Bachelor ended in an engagement to Teresa Nist. They married 2 months after the proposal aired on television. Millions of Bachelor Nation fans tuned in to the televised nuptials, but the marriage didn't last. They announced 3 months later that they were divorcing and going their separate ways. Gerry Turner's upcoming memoir shares more details about the shocking split. He hard-launched a relationship with a woman named Lana Sutton less than a year after the split from Teresa. Gerry proposed to his new girlfriend in October. The happy couple were guests on the Bachelor Happy Hour Golden Hour podcast, hosted by his former contestants, Susan Knowles and Kathy Swartz. Fans may recall that Susan Knowles officiated Gerry and Teresa's TV wedding. His next wedding won't be televised. The Golden Bachelor star and his fiancée, Lana, shared huge news about their plans. Gerry recently put his lake house in Hudson, Indiana on the market. He purchased it 2017, shortly before his first wife died. Gerry Turner and his fiancée plan to buy a home of their own in Indiana, since Lana's adult children live in the state. The couple opened up about their quick relationship. They went from dating to engaged in months. Gerry said that he told Lana about his cancer diagnosis early in their relationship. She told Kathy and Susan that she isn't worried about how much time she may or may not have with Gerry. The Golden Bachelor star was diagnosed with Waldenstrom's macroglobulinemia, a rare type of bone marrow cancer, in 2024. He said he's feeling good amid the cancer battle. His thoughts on Golden Bachelor Mel Owens. Gerry Turner shared that he has been watching Mel Owens' season of The Golden Bachelor. He said that it makes him reflect on his own season, which brings up a lot of emotions. Gerry can relate to Mel's struggle to choose between his final 2 women. Lana Sutton and Gerry were asked, as viewers, who they think gets the final rose. Gerry initially said he wasn't sure, but agreed with his fiancée when she said Peg Munson, the retired firefighter from Las Vegas. Click here to read the spoiler about who Mel chooses. After previously saying Mel Owens was making a mistake for suggesting an age limit, Gerry Turner was supportive of his journey on The Golden Bachelor. Some fans think Gerry moved on too fast from Teresa. Tell us in the comments if you agree. Just settling over Los Angeles, painting the city skyline in warm amber tones, when Gerry Turner leaned back in his chair and adjusted his signature gold-rimmed glasses. For decades, Gerry had been the eyes and ears of reality TV gossip, a veteran commentator whose opinions could make or break a show before it even aired. Today, he was speaking about something and someone different. Mel Owens, the newest face of The Golden Bachelor. "People don't understand," Gerry began, his voice measured, almost theatrical. "Mel Owens isn't just another contestant, or a bachelor for that matter. He's something else. There's a gravitas there, a quiet charm. But is he ready for the spotlight that comes with this show? That's the question." The buzz around Mel Owens had been impossible to ignore. At 68, Mel wasn't your typical bachelor. He carried decades of life experience, heartbreak, and love stories that most reality TV stars could only dream of dramatizing. Some fans called him refreshing. Others were skeptical, whispering that the show's chemistry-driven antics might not suit a man of his poise. Gerry, however, was ready to break it down. "I've seen the tape," he said, leaning forward, his fingers tapping the desk in rhythm. "The first impression is undeniable. Mel walks into the room and women, strong, independent, captivating women, pause. There's a respect in the air, a kind of reverence you rarely see on these shows. And it's not manufactured. That's real-life gravitas." The making as a Golden Bachelor. It wasn't just the women who noticed Mel's presence. The producers had been courting him for months, drawn not just by his charisma but by his life story. A retired CEO, a philanthropist, a widower who had quietly navigated love and loss, Mel brought something new to a franchise often criticized for its shallow portrayals of romance. Gerry had an insider perspective on the selection process, having attended behind-the-scenes briefings for nearly a decade. He said, "They don't pick someone like Mel lightly. The franchise wants to evolve. They want someone who can carry the weight of the show with dignity while still delivering those moments that make reality TV addictive. Gerry's gaze softened, almost reflective. And Mel does that. He's thoughtful. He laughs, he listens, and he doesn't play games. That's the key. You can see it in his interactions. No pretense, no forced drama, just honesty. That, my friends, is rare. The women's reactions. Of course, the heart of any Bachelor series is the chemistry and the drama that unfolds between the lead and the contestants. Gerry had spent the past week analyzing casting footage, and his excitement was palpable. He said, "The women are incredible," a smile creeping onto his face. There's Cindy, a retired actress with a mischievous sparkle in her eyes. Melina, a young entrepreneur who matches Mel's intelligence step for step. And Jasmine, a free spirit who isn't afraid to challenge him emotionally. Watching their first interactions, pure gold. Gerry recounted the moment when Mel first met the contestants at the iconic mansion. He entered, and the energy shifted. You could feel it in the air. Everyone held their breath. Mel shook hands, hugged, and immediately engaged with each woman, asking questions that went beyond, "What do you do?" He wanted to know who they were, deeply. Fans would later debate every word, every glance, every smile. And Gerry, always the analyst, knew that Mel's subtle approach could be the secret to captivating audiences. "It's easy to be flashy on this show," he said. "Everyone thinks drama is the key. But Mel, he's the opposite. He draws people in with sincerity. That's compelling television, more than you might think." The first rose ceremony. Of course, no Golden Bachelor story is complete without the first rose ceremony. A pivotal moment where relationships begin to solidify, alliances start to form, and heartbreak waits in the wings. Gerry leaned back again, remembering the footage he had previewed. He said, "Mel walked into the garden, his voice low with a hint of suspense, and the women waiting, hopeful and anxious. You could see the tension on their faces. But Mel, calm, confident. He smiled, greeted each woman, and even shared a laugh before making a decision." The roses, Gerry emphasized, were never just symbolic. They were strategic. Choosing the first rose is a signal. It sets the tone for the season. And Mel, he gave his first rose to Cindy, not because he had to, but because he genuinely connected with her. That authenticity will carry the show forward. Challenges and controversies. But Gerry Turner, ever the realist, didn't sugarcoat the potential pitfalls. "Let's be honest," he said, adjusting his tie. "Mel's approach isn't for everyone. There will be critics. Some will say he's too reserved, too old-fashioned, or too serious. Others will claim the women aren't being dramatic enough for ratings. And yes, the social media storm, it's coming." Yet Gerry remained confident in Mel's ability to navigate it. "Here's the thing," he said, leaning closer to the camera, voice dropping almost conspiratorially. "Mel has lived life. He knows how to handle scrutiny, gossip, and public opinion. That kind of resilience is a masterclass in itself, and audiences, they respect that." He paused, leaning closer to the camera, voice dropping almost conspiratorially. "If this season teaches anything, it's that love isn't about games or theatrics. It's about connection. And Mel Owens, he's going to remind the world of that." Gerry's personal take. For Gerry, it wasn't just professional curiosity, it was personal. Over the years, he had seen countless bachelors and bachelorettes come and go, some leaving audiences in tears, others forgotten in a matter of weeks. But Mel, he stood out. "I find myself rooting for him," he admitted. "Not just because he's charming or because the show needs a boost, but because I genuinely believe he's capable of something rare. Love that's real, televised or not. There's a purity to his intent, and that's magnetic." He leaned back, allowing a moment of reflection. You can predict ratings, manipulate storylines, and hype drama, but you can't fake authenticity. That's why Mel Owens, as the Golden Bachelor, is a phenomenon waiting to happen. Predictions for the season. No insider commentary would be complete without bold predictions. Gerry, always unafraid to make them, shared his thoughts. Mel and Cindy's chemistry. Watch closely. That first rose isn't a fluke. They have a spark that could carry the entire season. Unexpected twists. Don't discount Jasmine or Melina. They'll challenge Mel emotionally in ways that viewers won't anticipate.
Fan reactions. Social media will explode, not with the usual arguments about who's prettier, but with genuine admiration for how Mel navigates relationships. Mel's strategy. Subtlety will be key. No flashy gestures, no over-the-top declarations, just thoughtful, deliberate connection, and that's what makes it so compelling. Gerry's predictions weren't just speculation. They were backed by decades of industry experience and a keen sense of human behavior. A cultural shift. Beyond the blets, the cameras, and the roses, Gerry saw a bigger narrative at play. He said, Mel Owens represents a shift, his eyes glinting. For too long, reality TV has celebrated the young, the flashy, the superficial. Mel, he reminds us that love evolves, matures, and deepens with age. He's proof that the heart doesn't retire at 60. He leaned back, a satisfied smile spreading across his face. This season isn't just about who gets a rose. It's about what love can be. And Gerry Turner, I'm here for every moment. Closing thoughts. As the sun set over the Los Angeles skyline, casting a golden hue over the city, Gerry Turner adjusted his glasses one last time. Mel Owens is more than a bachelor, he concluded. He's a statement, a promise, a reminder that love at any age can be thrilling, genuine, and transformative. And for those who doubted him, well, this season is going to change everything. In the world of reality TV, where drama often overshadows sincerity, Gerry's words were a beacon. Mel Owens, the new Golden Bachelor, wasn't just entering a mansion, he was entering history. And with Gerry Turner weighing in, the world knew one thing for certain: this season would be unforgettable.
Was quiet, deceptively so. Cameras were rolling, but behind the perfectly staged sets, emotions ran high. Gerry Turner had been given access to the production team's private briefings, and his eyes were sharp, noticing details most viewers would never see. People think reality TV is easy, Gerry said, smirking. They think it's just smiling, holding roses, and a few awkward conversations, but there's a chess game behind every scene. Emotions are weapons, alliances form in whispers, and The Bachelor, well, The Bachelor has to navigate it all with grace. Mel Owens, Gerry observed, was already learning the art of balance. He's not rushing. He's letting the women show themselves, not just their curated TV personas, and that patience, it's going to pay off. Already, he's forming connections deeper than any bachelor before him. It's subtle, but it's there. A private conversation with Cindy. Gerry had been shown snippets from one of the first private conversations between Mel and Cindy. The moment was unscripted, raw, and undeniably captivating. Cindy, leaning against a sunlit balcony, confessed her fears. I've been hurt before. I don't want to repeat the same mistakes. Mel, with that calm, reassuring demeanor, responded, I understand, and I'm not here to rush anything. I want to know you, truly. Gerry leaned back, adjusting his glasses. Moments like these are why Mel stands out. In a world of exaggerated drama, he brings authenticity. Cindy felt it immediately, and viewers will too. This isn't just romance, it's human connection. The arrival of the unexpected contestants. The season, Gerry revealed, wasn't without surprises. Late into filming, 2 new contestants arrived, women with histories tied to Mel's social circles, though the audience would only discover this slowly. Producers love drama, Gerry chuckled. They sprinkle in twists, yes, but with Mel, these twists are magnified. He doesn't react theatrically, he processes internally. That restraint makes every glance, every word, every smile more meaningful, and trust me, fans will notice. The tension between the original contestants and the newcomers became a focal point. Cindy, visibly unsettled, confided in Mel privately. I wasn't expecting this. It feels complicated. Mel's response was classic, composed, patient, and sincere. Life's complicated, he admitted, but if we communicate, we can navigate it, together. Gerry leaned forward, eyes gleaming. Did you catch that? That line, together. It's subtle, but it's the anchor for this entire season, and the audience will latch onto it. Social media storm and fan reactions.
Gerry Turner, always plugged into the digital landscape, was ready for the digital explosion. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, they're alive with speculation. People are dissecting every word, every interaction. And with Mel, there's a new type of discussion: admiration for maturity, curiosity about life experience, and yes, even debates about who deserves his heart. Some fans championed Cindy, calling her the perfect match. Others were captivated by Melina's fiery wit. And Jasmine, she became the wild card, her unpredictable personality leaving viewers on the edge of their seats. Gerry grinned, almost conspiratorially. This isn't your average Bachelor fan base. They're thoughtful, invested, and engaged. That's rare, and it speaks volumes about Mel's impact. Mel's personal reflections. Behind the cameras, Gerry had glimpsed moments where Mel reflected on his journey. He spoke to a private camera, off script, his tone contemplative. "I've loved before, I've lost, and I've learned that life's too short to play games. I want honesty, I want laughter, and I want someone who challenges me as much as I'd challenge them." Gerry, watching the footage, was moved. "That's not just a line for the show," he said softly. "That's a life philosophy." Mel embodies the essence of what the Golden Bachelor should be: wisdom, integrity, and heart. The emotional group date. One of the season's standout moments, Gerry noted, was a group date set in a vineyard. The women were asked to share their most vulnerable experiences. Tension, tears, and laughter interwove seamlessly. Cindy opened up about past relationships, Melina talked about her career struggles, and Jasmine brought the house down with a story that had everyone gasping. Mel didn't just listen, he absorbed it all, responded thoughtfully, and made every woman feel seen. That's gold for television, and for humanity. The date culminated in a quiet sunset moment where Mel spoke directed to the camera. "These moments remind me why I'm here. Not for fame, not for drama, but for real connection. That's what I hope to find." Gerry's voice softened. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Mel is the Bachelor the world didn't know it needed. The first major conflict. Drama, of course, was inevitable. Gerry described a tense dinner scene. Tensions flared when the original contestants confronted the newcomers about perceived alliances. Voices were raised, accusations whispered, and tears threatened to spill. Most bachelors would panic, Gerry said. Mel? He remained calm. He acknowledged emotions without judgment and reminded everyone why they were here: to find love, not to wage war. That composure will define the season. Insider predictions: who will make it to the final rose? Gerry, never shy about giving bold opinions, shared his predictions. Cindy, her connection with Mel is immediate, heartfelt, and undeniable. She's a frontrunner. Melina, she'll challenge him intellectually and emotionally, creating sparks that audiences love. Jasmine, the wild card, her unpredictability will test Mel, and that tension will be riveting TV. Latecomers, they bring drama, sure, but whether it's meaningful or just sensational is up to Mel, and he's not easily swayed. Gerry's closing reflection. As production continued, Gerry Turner summed up the season in one powerful statement. Mel Owens is not just a bachelor. He's a paradigm shift. He's teaching the world that romance isn't a game, that love isn't a competition, and that connection, real connection, transcends age, status, and expectations. If you're watching, pay attention. This season will redefine what it means to find love on television. Final thought: the golden moment. The camera panned over the mansion at night, candles flickering, soft music playing. Mel stood alone on the balcony, gazing at the stars. Gerry Turner's voiceover concluded the segment. Every season has its moments. Some are flashy, some are dramatic, but every so often, a bachelor comes along who reminds us of this simple truth: love at its core is golden. Mel Owens, that golden truth has arrived.